Hey y'all, I'm back, honey. I am back, and it's time for us to get into basketball wives. All right. Now, if you're new to the channel, then hey, bitch. All right. Make sure y'all coming into the video. You liking, commenting, subscribing, doing all the things that you're supposed to do to support the channel. And it's just on P. We thank you. Okay. Now, all right. Now, what I want to do is get into this show. I'm trying to make sure I pull up some stuff so that we'll be able to get into it because Jen and that man of hers had some things they wanted to get off their chest, just a little piece. So I want to make sure that I have that up on the screen when that time comes for us to discuss. Okay. And I think that may be it right there. All right. So, first of all, let's hop right on into this review. Okay, let's get it up. Let's get it up. All right. First of all, Brittany and Evelyn, they ended up linking up, working out, doing what they do, trying to work on their friendship. You got Brandy. She on the phone with her mama, and she over there talking about the husband, still trying to figure out her life. Let's get to Ty, Brandy, and Evelyn, because that's where we really get into a scene here. So Evelyn feels like she and Brandy have bonded over Jen's situation. I don't like that. I don't think that's something to bond about. Y'all bonding over somebody else's situation that really ain't got nothing to do with y'all. But that's how I be, child. All right, when people feeling a way about you, they'll bond with somebody else that likely got the same discomfort. And I guess, girl, will be friends. All right, be friends. That's crazy. But okay, so anywho, Evelyn says that she is good with her and Jen not really talking right now. She good where the friends are at, where the friendship is for the moment. I guess, child. That's fine. All right. But she said that she does feel bad for her because she feels like Christian is pretty much filling her head up and leading her down the wrong road. Wrong road. Okay. And so Ty ends up showing up or whatever the case is. And, she's asked about Ming and stuff and what's up with that situation. And she like, I don't know what's going on. 1 minute we talking, 1 minute we ain't. We still trying to figure out our situation. Ty was in the WNBA. She and Ming, I feel like they dated for like 9 months or something, but they did talk about moving in with each other, getting married, having a child. They talked about certain things. And it just never got there, okay? Didn't work out for the both of them. But, she asked Brandy, like I said, you got a ring, you married? And she was like, and it's complicated. It's complicated. That's what we got. It's a piece of complicated. That's what we got going on. She's like, okay, I get it. I understand complication. After I just told you my situation, it's complicated for me too, so I get it. Right? This is where Brandy took the opportunity to go on this spiel about her husband. Okay, Brandy is over here emotional. She's still upset about the things that she endured in this marriage. And some part of me don't care. I'm sorry, y'all. I know I probably should be at a place where I'm dragging her husband and all this. You did this to her and this, that. But girl, we fucking tired. And I feel like we moved on. Just a little bit. Okay. You are personally, in my opinion, in torturing yourself by remaining in a marriage that you really don't want to be in. But I feel like she don't want to find herself in a situation or something like Malaysia, is what I'm thinking, as to why she continued to stay. To stay in a relationship because she was gonna get a little access to the money, and then she probably didn't want to go out here and be a single mom, right? And I feel like she probably stayed in the marriage as well because maybe she questioned, if I leave him, is he gonna be an active father to our child? If I stay in this marriage, that way I can control how active he's gonna be involved in our son's life because I'm gonna make sure he's involved versus us not being together. So I just feel like she didn't want to go down a similar road as Malaysia. So that's kind of why she suffered through it, and then says, she take her vows very seriously. Some people do, some people don't, for better or for worse. They went through the worst and she gonna continue to go through it. But I'm just like, if you gonna go through it, stop talking about it. And I hate to sound like Heavenly, girl, but ain't that's what Heavenly told Contessa? Like, you are making yourself look like a fool, and you're also torturing yourself by coming back telling us XYZ, but you deciding to stay in the marriage. Like, girl, okay. I have no doubt that she was devastated when she learned about how many women he cheated on her with. She said that it was 50 people. I thought it was up to the hundreds of people. Okay. However many it was one too damn many. Okay, repeatedly putting that lady's life and her health in fucking jeopardy. She definitely should be upset. But once you get to a point after so many years, and I feel like it's been more than 5, and you've made the decision to stay in that marriage, like, girl, Don't tell us nothing else about it. Like, I just don't want to know. How's your son doing? Tell me about your kid, because I really don't give a fuck about you and that man for real. All right. So she's still emotional about it, and she's crying and trying to figure out her life and all of this stuff. And Ty is like, I understand, I get it. And I said, ooh, it was in that moment for me that I understood exactly how Ty gets her women. Okay, so I be acting on, like the homegirl. I'm listening. I got you. And then, she probably slide on in there just a little piece. Like, I don't know. Let me not put that on top, but I see where the end can be. Okay, how she gets in with the ladies. So Jackie and Ming, they go for a walk. All right, they go for a walk, and of course they talk about Friendsgiving. Y'all know it got heated between Evelyn and Jen. And things got so heated that Jen got the hell up off the table and walked off. And I did not know or didn't realize. I don't think I knew that Ming was actually riding with Jen to the function. So when Jen left, she literally left Ming. And Ming looked up, like after being blown by so much information coming left and right. When she looked up, she realized this bitch done left me. This old done left me here. Yikes. Well, I'm glad somebody was able to get you home. So Jackie opens up. She said, well, girl, I'll go ahead and tell you about me first. Okay, let me just go ahead and put it out there, girl. I have been married for a very long periodical time. I got about 3 kids, but you really gonna only see me talk about 2 for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? And I've been married to my husband for a long periodical time. We really have a wedding about every year. Why they won't show it on the show, I don't know. They just stopped doing that for some reason. But all in all, girl, like, it's really giving happy over here. Now, I will tell you, I wasn't too happy when I learned that my daughter had when they got married and I wasn't there. I had nothing to do with it. I kind of felt a way about that. Like, you don't really do that to your mom. And I'm a mama that's pretty controlling. Like, I'm a mom that likes to know every single thing. And matter of fact, I'm so much of a mom that when these folks ain't even my kids, I feel like I'm obligated to know their business. You know what I'm saying? I start to treat those people like they're my kids too. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that the amount of time I've given to those other folks, I could have potentially given to my oldest daughter. But yeah, that's kind of, that's just kind of how I am though. I can overdo it a little bit. But that's just me. That's Jackie Christie, baby. That's how I do. And Ming said, okay, well, that's good to know. All right. I don't need you to be like that with me, but understand, let me give you a little piece about me, honey. Okay. I am my own entrepreneur. All right. I was doing hair. Got a lot of good things going for myself. All right. Got my own little salon and stuff. Like, I do good. I do have a daughter. I do. Matter of fact, it was like I had to stay in the hospital about 91 days or so. Okay. Just to be able to give birth to my child after they told me that I wouldn't be able to, have one. So I'm so grateful that I was able to have one. I did go through the IVF process. It was very difficult. I ended up having her super early, about 10 weeks or so earlier. But, it's okay. Long as she came through, she's very healthy now. But everything is good. It took me about 5 rounds of IVF, but I did get my baby. All right, and we're very happy. Now, I do recall when Ming would do a lot of vlogs and stuff over on her YouTube channel. I think it was called Snob Life or something like that. She documented her doing her IVF process like years ago when she was dating that guy. So good for Ming. That worked out for her. And she has a little girl. So shout out to her. Now, as they're chatting and getting to know each other, Jen was supposed to go on that walk with them. And since she didn't, they decided to FaceTime her and check on her. Jen is at a place where she's like, girl, I don't want to be around none of you hoes at this time. I'm not really fucking with y'all for real, because I just really feel like y'all need to just leave it alone. Like, stop bringing up my man. Okay, stop talking about what he got going on. If it's gonna be with the courts, let the courts figure it out. I don't need my inner circle to keep talking about that, keep reminding me of this shit. Okay, and period. I don't be coming at y'all, coming on y'all next, and coming to y'all talking to y'all about y'all men and how y'all should and should not date them. High key. All right, so don't be coming over here talking to me. And you know what? Another thing I want to say is that Evelyn. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really giving obsessed energy. Yeah, I feel like it's really giving obsessed. And then Jackie wants to know from Christian. Christian is over there like, well, I just feel like I ain't even doing that wrong. At least I ain't doing that wrong to them. So I'm really not understanding, how it is. They trying to play me out to be the victim. I'm sorry, the villain. You know what I'm saying? Like, what did I mean, I ain't even much do that to them folks. So why are they coming at me? And Jackie says, listen, I think y'all should have a conversation, all right? She says, when Evelyn believes in something, she would take it to the end of the earth when she believes in it. And that's just how she is, all right? She says, Christian, when she got off the phone, she was like, Christian, he ready to fight. Can you tell? I said, Jackie, you love putting 10 on 20, okay? Or 20 on 10. Girl, that man did not give to me. Other people may have seen it how Jackie seen it. I mean, of course he wasn't happy, but he wasn't yelling in the phone and screaming and that BIT and that what. I didn't get that energy. It was just like, damn, why I keep getting attacked? Like I haven't even done anything to them, right? So she's like, that man's ready to fight. Did you see the look on his face? And I'm just like, Jackie, go have a seat, baby. Anywho, let's get to Jackie and Chantel because they do this photo shoot for her baby. You know, she used to model when she was younger. Now she wants to do that with her son, get her son into modeling and things. But she invited Jackie to the photo shoot so that they can work on their relationship together. And she just feels like, Jackie can be a control freak. Like my mama can really do too much sometimes, and I just be really like, girl, go away from me with this, please. Okay. Like you're doing a whole lot, you're doing a bit too much for me. And I just really can't take it. So leave me alone. And she decided that she was gonna bring her to work on their relationship. All right. Now I don't really recall their relationship being so sour, but again, I have to go back and check out some episodes to see what's up. But all in all, she brought her mom. And she said that she could be a control freak. So she's going to have to really set her boundaries with her and let her know how far she can and cannot take things, right? She says Chantel feels like this is not her show. And this is, there's only one photographer. Like, girl, we don't need you taking photos. I don't know why you trying to take photos of this baby. Like, that's why I got a photographer. Like, you overstepping your boundaries. And I just can't stand Chantel. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't like her. I don't like Chantel, and I'll say this, I don't like how Chantel shows up on the show. Let me say that. I do not like how Chantel shows up on the show at this particular time. Yes, I do know that Jackie gets on our nerves at times. Jackie can do too much. However, the times that Jackie has been in the presence of her daughter, in my opinion, Jackie has not been doing too much. Chantel just gets annoyed at everything that Jackie fucking does. Okay. And I'm like, over it. I'm over it. I'm sick of it. Okay. Just stop damn inviting her. You know how she gonna come. So I don't know. It's like you can set as many strong boundaries as you want, really, but Jackie gonna be doing her thing. I don't feel like what she's doing at this time is a bit too much. So you might just come out better just not invite her. Right? I mean, shit, you didn't invite her to the biggest thing, which was the wedding. So, I mean, I don't know. And maybe Chantel, honestly, is damned if she do, damned if she don't, right? If she set boundaries with Jackie, Jackie gonna overstep those boundaries. If she don't invite Jackie, then Jackie's gonna feel a way about that. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know how to help her at this point. Okay, I don't know, but I'm tired of seeing her be annoyed with her mom. What else? Brandy and Jen. Brandy says that she will not discuss Christian because she did it for oh yeah, that's what Brandy said, listen, when it comes to you and Christian, you didn't add your 2 cents in when it came to me and Jason. So out of respect for you and how you handled me, I'm not going to be adding my 2 cents in when it comes to Christian. All right. I'm just gonna stay out of it. All right. And I think Jen, I don't know. Yeah, I think Jen was basically in support of that. She appreciated that. Like, yeah, just stay out of it because it ain't got nothing to do with you. At the end of the day, I think that's the best thing for Brandy, which is to not get involved because you could potentially lean too much on the side of Jen where you're supporting her, and then you and Evelyn gonna be back to beefing. Or you can lean more on the side of Evelyn. Supporting Evelyn, then Jen's gonna get offended. So it's just like, girl, I ain't got nothing to do with it. My name Bennett, and I'm damn sure not in it. So y'all go away from me with this, period. Okay. Now Brandy is working on her Maxiell kitchen. So she's about to bring out some seasonings and stuff. So she's trying to get that stuff together. So good luck to her. All right. She's taking space from that husband so she could figure out her life. Cool. Let's get to Ming and Ty. Of course, they miss each other pretty much. Ming brings up Drew Sidora and says that she don't know what they got going on. All right. She says that you won't stop talking to that girl. So I don't know what you and Drew got going on, but I wasn't finna have it. And Ty was like, listen, I wasn't cheating on you, girl. And Ming thinks that they had an emotional connection because they sat on the phone for 3,000 minutes. And Ty is like, no, we did not have no emotional connection. I may have given her emotional support because of what she was going through. And I was sitting on the phone listening to my friend, but I ain't had no emotional connection with her like that. Okay, so I haven't cheated, and I did hear Ty say that. Ty said that she hasn't cheated on me the entire time that they were together. So I don't know. All right, but me come to find out did cheat on Ty. Okay, because some dude was texting her phone about let's take a vacation and let's do the doo-wop. And so what did she do? She ended up taking that trip. And then when Ty found out about it, Ming tried to, I guess slick lie. So baby, it was too funny to watch Ty catch Ming up about dealing with that guy, talking about how she went on vacation but confirmed that she lied. And how Ming sat quiet and was like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I said, yeah, that mouth ain't so big now, huh? Why you ain't talking now? You was just over there talking about 3,000 minutes. Okay? I could sit on the phone with you for hours and hours and hours and hours. Girl, you was over there talking about them 3,000 minutes, 50 hours. But when it's time for you to tell what you been doing, you getting quiet. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. And the evidence that you had wasn't even no hardcore evidence. You ain't see no text messages in the phone to confirm that they was messing with each other. All you had was phone records. Phone records that said you was on the phone with this lady for 3,000 hours. Girl, I'm sure I've been on the phone with my best friend about that long too. Okay? Girl, I about sat on the damn phone about that long about a damn bill probably. Okay? So, girl, you doing too much. Do I have an emotional connection with the power company? Or emotional connection to the cell phone company for raising my shit? I'm sorry. And again, Drew and old girl likely did mess around. Who knows? I truly don't give a damn. Right? After what Ralph did. However, why ain't nobody coming with no real evidence though? Just like when Sheree sat down at the reunion and there was a clip where she had some quote unquote text messages and between Ty and Drew, and the messages didn't even really reveal nothing once they passed it around. Kenya was like, these messages don't show anything. Now I think they tried to say that. Not what Candy did say was that Ty was like a girl crush for Drew, so they ended up bringing her to the set because I guess Drew crushed on her. Drew went out there to one of her games. I just need more evidence to confirm that they smashed. Now, yes, Ralph says that Drew told him out her mouth that she messed with Ty. Here's the thing. Ralph also said out his mouth that he don't cheat. So I don't know whether to take his word either. Okay? Because that's what you also said. And with Drew saying, oh, well, she listens to me, she this, she that, whatever the case, I feel like based on her telling you that, you probably came to your own conclusion, Ralph, that she smashed the lady. And then you ran with that narrative to tell other people so you could feel justified in the SHI that you've already done. And then want to say that you use that as a basis as to why you filed for a divorce from her. Boy, goodbye. Goodbye. He lied. Go away. Go away. But anywho, Ty and Drew are currently denying this, all right, despite the 3,000 miles, 3,000 minutes of conversation, all right? And at the end of the day, whether she was with Drew or not, it's really not gonna stop Ming from going back to messing with Ty anyway. She gonna still be rocking with Ty because that's what she really want, high key. But Ty asked her if they were still gonna move in with each other, and Ming says that they gonna work on their friendship without benefits. I don't believe Ming. I'm gonna have to see it to believe it, okay? Chantel and Dougie. Dougie has really grown up, okay? She calls her brother whenever she needs to complain about their mama because she feels like he's another person that can like really relate to the struggle with Jackie Christie. So she says that her mama doing too much at the photo shoot, and Dougie feels like it should go both ways because if as far as professionalism is concerned, because if this was Jackie's photo shoot, she would want her daughter to operate a certain way and within her boundaries, right? So Dougie's like, it should be your mom when mom comes around to be a part of something you got going on, she should operate within that space. Okay. So that's pretty much what the conversation was about. Chantel says she gonna have to be more serious about her boundaries. And I'm like, Chantel, why you ain't been more serious about that a long time ago? We never really see you being serious about your boundaries. And you say, I think you said it the first episode more than one time. I think you said that more than one time the first episode. But if not, you said it for sure once then now you saying it twice in this episode. When we gonna see you, girl? Okay. Anywho, so Chantel wants to gather the ladies to do another a re link up because the Friendsgiving didn't go so well, so she wants to try it again. Now, meanwhile, you got Jackie, Jennifer, and Christian about to link up with each other because Christian is ready to talk to Jackie about his side of the story. So Jen wants them to put an end to all the BS. Okay, let's let this go. Christian tells Jackie that he's honored to be sitting with her. Boy, sit your ass down and don't be trying to lay it on thick. Sit down. So he says he isn't doing anything wrong and doesn't understand the attacks. Like, why they keep attacking me? Jackie said, listen, you have every right to defend yourself if you feel like you ain't doing that wrong. Okay? Jackie gonna always support y'all in y'all crash outs. I need y'all to understand this, okay? Jackie gonna always support y'all. She gonna always tell y'all that your feelings is valid. She's gonna always be right by your side. And then when you get ready to crash out, she probably gonna act like you overreacted, you did too much or whatever. But Jackie gonna always support y'all in y'all crash outs. So Jennifer says, I just feel like just leave it alone. Right? Christian says, listen, I pulled up the text message of Carl's cousin, the girl that Evelyn has been talking to. And he says that, she started her whole journey supposedly in July of whatever year that was, right? He said last year, right? He says, I don't trade for free. All right. He said, so when she came to me, I was like, all right, yeah, we could do it at 1,500. Did it at 1,500. He said, but she still had to fund her own account. She still had to fund her own account. So the cousin says, so he shows Jackie a text message between him and the cousin. The cousin says that she didn't like when people talked about her friend and she would fight women since he can't fight women. She said that back on, I guess, October 9th, whatever time frame that was. She was watching Basketball Wives and didn't like how the ladies was coming at him and was like, she'll fight the ladies on his behalf, okay? Then at a later time, she told him, listen, I want a refund because, she said, I wanted clarity on trading and I didn't get the clarity that I was looking for. So because of that, I would like to get a refund. Now, this is what he says. He says that he feels like she is entitled to a refund, but wish she would have said that months ago. And my thing is this, Christian, okay? And come close, all right? Now, I don't know when she sent this message to him in comparison to when she said, oh, I'll fight for you and stuff, because the way that he's talking, it sounds like she may have sent this recent as they're starting to film. As she started to film with Evelyn, and then now she wants to say, hey, give me the money back. No, that's what she's saying, okay? So he's like, I wish you would have said this months ago. But my thing is this. You knew that you did not give her clarity on that the trading process. And see, at first I was thinking like, I don't know, I feel like this may be a scheme that Evelyn came up with, but the fact that he found the text messages, that does confirm that this is true, okay? But you knew, sir, that you did not give her the clarity that she was seeking on the trading process. So when she asked you for a refund, why are you saying you wish she would have asked you months ago? If you know who she is, you know that you did not fully give her the information she was seeking for understanding the process, then it shouldn't have even been no question. It shouldn't have been nothing. It should have been, what you should have said was, I understand, your refund will be processed before this week is over, or whatever. Be expecting a refund by this date. That's all you needed to say to that lady if you was going to give her a refund. Now, granted, how some people work and companies, you pay this initial fee. There are things that you're supposed to do and follow up on. If you do not follow up on that, you still not getting this $1,500 back, or this $500, or this $50, or whatever the case. All right. And I feel like he could have been clear with that too, unless you told her, it's a possibility she could get her money back. But if you were also clear, like, I charge X, Y, and Z for trading, you are required to do whatever. But obviously you didn't have that conversation because she said she didn't understand. She didn't get the clarity of the process. But that's how it should have been. It's $1,500, which is non-refundable. Okay? And people have fees like that. It's non-refundable. Okay? And that is for that's my administrative fee. That's my XYZ. That's my whatever. At the end of the day, if I give you tasks or I tell you to go and fund that account, even if it is with 100 or 200 or whatever you got, that's on you to do. If you do not do that, you're still not getting this $1,500 back. Now, it could have done that. And I know people may feel a way about it, but in all honesty, if he would have, and I don't know if he did this or not, had been clear about that up front, she wouldn't be getting her $1,500, because I told you already, this right here is nothing but an administrative fee. This is nothing but a deposit or whatever the case is. And then when he sat up there and said, okay, yeah, cool, we could do 1,500. It sounds like the man charged more than 1,500, but he was just willing to do the 1,500 for her to get her started. But my thing is, however it is, if you knew that you did not give her the clarity of the process, and granted, sometimes what people are doing, I don't know if he did this, but sometimes people just send you the documentation with the expectation that you're going to read. A lot of people feel like they just want to be spoon fed. Like, just, I don't want to have to read all of this. Just give me the information that I need to know. Right. But, whether you did that or you didn't, you sat here and agreed that she does deserve a refund. So if that's how you feel, then it shouldn't be a thing of, oh, well, I wish you would have told me this months ago. At least that's how I see it. I think it should have been a situation of, okay, I got you. So be expecting a refund by May 31st or whatever the date was going to be. And get it later her 1,500 back. Period. However, I will say this. I know people call him a scammer or whatever y'all want to say. Okay? And that may still be scam activity. I don't know. Ain't got nothing to do with it. Could care less, right? What I will say is, if he sets up something, even if it's a consultation to help you manage your business, whatever it is, and a person put a fee out there and tell you that it's going to be 1,500 non-refundable, if you don't do your portion to go and invest into the accounts like he said, then that L is on you. Sorry, y'all can be mad about it. You could be upset about it. You can still call him a scammer. I don't give a damn how you refer to him. Not my dog, not my fight. It's just how I'm looking at the situation. Okay? But you, sir, being a businessman that you are, you need to make sure you communicate that to people. And that also, people are responsible for doing their own research too. Okay? You're responsible. You got to know what you're dealing with. You got to read all the fine print. Some people may have spent $500 on something and was expected to get some money back, but then read the fine print that said the $500 you'll be paying is an XYZ fee, but you're still required to or an initial fee of XYZ, where it may not be, it may be a non-refundable, or you may get a certain percentage back, but you're still required to follow XYZ steps. Like, okay, and y'all will have to do the research to see if that's even worth 1,500. Am I willing to like give somebody a 1,500 that I may not even get back? Either that, or you got to know that you're gonna be committed to putting money into the account for them to manage. And if he does not, and I feel like he still, in my opinion, could be sued, even if it says it's non-refundable, and you do your part after the fact, and they don't follow through, then I feel like sue them. Go and still ask for a refund, even though they say they don't give that. Give reasons why you feel like you should get one. And if they're not willing to give you one, then take it to court and let the judge rule on it, over it. And not dealing with Judge Mathis and Judge Judy, you might still lose that damn money. Potentially. Okay? If you didn't do your part. But if it shows that you did do your part and that person did not follow through on what their contract or what their stuff said, then that's on you. And then also, I wonder if it was a situation where no contract was really involved and y'all just talking via text. I wonder how that would play out as well. If it's just a text conversation, okay, just give me 1,500. Yeah, we can do it like this. This how I handle that. What's being said in the text messages and shit. But she did. It looked like she only asked one time for clarity, based on those messages. It looked like she only asked one time, like, "Hey, can you explain this or that to me?" He didn't get back to her, although he should have. Sometimes people may give you maybe like 3 times. Like, let me show, in case I need to take this person to court, that I've asked more than one time, and then different ways for them to give me my information. So that won't even be an excuse once I come before the judge, because they'll see that I tried multiple ways to reach out. Right? It seemed like she may have asked just one time. He didn't get back to her, wanted the refund, and then he want to come and talk about something he wish she would have told him months ago. Sorry, it don't matter if it was last week, a year ago. If you feel like she is deserving of a refund out your mouth, is what you said, for whatever reason, get that lady her money back. Okay? But that's that. What else? So Christian admits, yeah, he talked about that. So then Jen says Christian already did his time as a felon. So for Evelyn to be talking about him when her daughter just had a baby by a felon is crazy. So that's what Jen said. Now, last week I was feeling like, Jen, don't bring that lady daughter up in nothing if she ain't do shit to you. But at the same time, I feel like Christian didn't do nothing to Evelyn. Yeah, his news may just be out there, but Christian didn't do nothing to Evelyn. Right? You're friends with Jen. I understand you want your friends to make better decisions, but sometimes you gotta let your friends just fall how they gonna fall. Be there to let them know. If they don't want to do nothing about it, do what Brandy do. I'ma support you in this. Okay? And I'm just gonna let you do your thing. Okay? I'm not gonna beat it into my friend's head that this person is not for them. Even some of our parents don't do that. I feel in different situations. Sometimes they just let their kids go off and learn for themselves. I'll tell you one time, I don't think that little girl your friend. Right? I don't think that I don't you gotta watch that one right there. And then when y'all fall out, mama ain't gonna say that. Daddy may not say they're gonna keep letting you hang with them. They're gonna let you do your thing. Long as they ain't bringing like no type of destruction as far as robbing, killing, really getting you in no crimes and then like that. But after a while, once you see that person for who it is, okay, because they needed to step back and let you see that. So I feel like that's the same thing with friends. Let her see it for herself. Right? I'm not gonna be anything in my friends' heads for them to see that we ain't for them unless they get physically abused. Aside from that, even if things were to go sour, because I don't think he may be a good match, I'm not gonna abandon my friend either. I'm gonna support you. I still got your back. I may not like your decisions and how you move with this situation, but that's not my life. Okay. And I damn sure don't know everything about the person that you with. I only know a piece of what I may hear, what you may tell me, or whatever. All right. But I mean, I'm gonna support you. And I can't force you to take my advice. I can't force you to do shit. But okay. Anywho, child, that's enough for Christian now. But like I said, I was like, Jen, don't bring that lady up. But at the same time, Evelyn, you got so much to say. Let's talk about it then. Since you want to be so worried about something outside your house that you feel so compelled to go dig up and get information, then you need to be digging up who the hell is dating your daughter. Not when you want to know that. So, anywho, Brandy and Jason, I don't care nothing about Brandy and Jason. So, good luck and congratulations. Chantel, Evelyn, and Ming, right? So they link up. And I do not like that red confessional look on Evelyn at all. I really hate it. But anywho, Ming and Evelyn join Chantel for dinner, and Ming discusses Ty. Of course, Ming tells Chantel about meeting with Jackie as well. And Chantel said, "Also, she sold you my business. Just a little piece. Oh, girl, she just told me a little piece. She just said that she was really sad about you, getting married and her not having anything to do with it, really." And baby Chantel was just like, "Girl, and even if I would have had a full wedding, her ass still wasn't gonna be like that involved. So I don't really know what the issue is. Like, okay." She do too much, like, period. Now I feel Chantel on the wedding part though. I'm not gonna hold you, okay? Because Jackie, I have every reason to believe, because Jackie has had so many weddings, damn near every year or whatever. And for so many years, she's going to feel compelled that her ideas make more sense than her daughter's. And that definitely would have made them fall out. Because you had your idea for every single one of your dream ass yearly annual weddings. So let her have her dream for her own wedding. That definitely would have made me fall out. Like, I'm already stressed, bitch. You doing too much. So I don't blame Chantel. And child, the gag is Chantel, her mama still ain't even meet her man yet. Girl, that's wild. Yeah. Now it's one thing, like, we got, what's her name, on Real Housewives of Atlanta. You have Angela, whose daughter went off and got married, and she had nothing to do with it either, right? But at least it seems she knows the girl that her daughter married. However, Jackie, do she even know the boy? She ain't met him or nothing. He in the league and everything. And he done had a full child with your daughter, and this man is also around your other grandchild. And you have yet to meet him? Girl, this girl can't stand her fucking mama. Okay, it's more than just she be crossing boundaries. She do too much. Like, she legit doesn't. I think she loves her mom. Don't get it twisted, but she does not like that woman. She cannot stand her. And it's really, as I talk, I'm going back and reflecting on how Chantel shows up. And although it may be annoying to me, Chantel has a lot of built up something. That's why every single thing Jackie does irritates this girl. And also, I feel like I may be getting it now with Chantel, because Jackie gives, in my opinion, a person that does not like to accept or take accountability in any shape, way, or form. And I can see where that is frustrating AF. You hear me? Frustrating AF for her daughter. So it's just a lot of built up things since childhood that Chantel has with Jackie. And that's why she get annoyed at every minor thing that she does. Child, I'm just gonna let it play out. I'm gonna try not to say that no more. That Chantel irritate. I'm gonna try my hardest. I'm gonna try it, y'all. But I have to be honest. If she annoying me, she is. But I'm gonna try not to. I'm gonna try to be a bit more understanding when I watch it. Okay. Because to not let your mama even meet the man that has gotten that then got you pregnant and married you and is around your other grandchild is a different type of beast for me. So Ming tells Evelyn about the call that they had with Jen and Christian and how they see her as a fan and how she's obsessed. So of course they start laughing. Evelyn says no one is admiring her relationship, girl. Ain't nobody admiring her relationship. Ming says, well, I get it though, because she's just trying to protect her husband. Evelyn said that's not her husband. They're not married. Now listen, y'all. I want y'all to give well, maybe not no more. Cause Jackie said it on another platform where she said that she was at the real wedding. I think that's what she said on Carlos' show. She went to the real wedding because the wedding night in Paris wasn't a real thing. What we're gonna see on television is the real thing. So they may now be legitly married or whatever. But if they weren't married, legit, I would want y'all to probably give her that same damn treatment y'all was giving Yandy over there, praising Yandy for not marrying Mendices. Okay? That's what y'all should have been going up for her like y'all went up for Yandy. But it seemed like y'all can't do that because I just don't want to marry the man any damn way. Yikes. Okay? So, um, Evelyn, in my personal, to me, I do feel is a miserable person. And Evelyn does not have anything else going on, which is why she's all in Jen's business. Okay, she's just miserable that you over here digging up info on people, digging up info on Jen. You done dug up info on Jackie. As soon as somebody dig up some on you or your daughter, you're going to be mad. But carry on, because one thing about Evelyn, she can dish it, but very rarely can she take it. All right. So Evelyn says that Jen is scamming you too, is what she said. And I said, well, I feel like if that's the case, because about the marriage situation, I feel like, well, shit, you was scamming us as well, sitting up here acting like you all happily engaged to this damn man that you knew that you wasn't nowhere near interested in and only did it for the damn show. But I don't blame you for not marrying him. Like Tamar ended up marrying that fool. Although I do feel like the guy that you were dating was a way better caliber of a guy than other ones. You feel what I'm saying? But we know you like a roughneck. Got a roughneck. Gotta get a roughneck. On a roughneck. You like roughnecks. That's what you like. But anywho, girl, that's what she got going on. Let's get to Chantel's day out, because she does have a day out. All right. So all the cast does show up, including Denise, which is a newbie. She happens to be the baby mama to Lonzo Ball's daughter. And Evelyn, at some point when she's on her way there with Ty, she tells Ty that Brandy thinks that she's cute. So Ty appears to be flattered, but when she gets in the confessional, she says that, she's not flattered because all the women think that she's, cute or whatever the case is. And I do believe that is the case. But they asked her if she thinks Brandy's cute, and she says she's not going to be answering that. Okay? I know you think Brandy cute. Brandy pretty as fuck. I don't care what y'all talk about. Okay? Brandy may get on our nerves, but Brandy's a beautiful woman. Especially if you over there loving and hunching on Ming. Brandy definitely is beautiful. Okay. And I don't think Brandy has had as much work as Ming has, but I also think that Ty and Ming maybe back together or something, which is why she was like, I'm not gonna answer that in the confessional. But anywho, Jackie and Brandy are talking, and Jackie's telling Brandy, like, girl, listen. Okay, when it comes to the Jen and Evelyn situation, we're gonna have an intervention at some point. And Brandy was like, well, you gonna have that hope by yourself. Okay, because I'm not, my name Bennett, like I told you, and I am not in it. I'm not going to get involved in none of the SHI. All right, I'm going to take a step back. You know why? Because when Jen gets upset, she gets very harsh, and I don't have time for her to be harsh with me. I'm trying to really be in my soft girl era right now, okay? And also, Evelyn gets harsh too. So why would I sit up there and put myself in a lion's den like that? If you want to do it, girl, you can have at it. But I'm going to choose peace over here with me. Understand? Not going that way, girl. And I don't blame her. I don't blame her. I think she should just sit this one out. Just sit this one out, girl. I don't know how long she's gonna be able to sit this one out because I feel like it is gonna come a time where they probably gonna make her choose sides of some fashion. But if she can avoid it, I say avoid it. So it's time for them to play the game. They play the game. I think the yellow team, Jackie team ended up winning, whatever. So let's get to after the game. This is where the stuff gets started. So Jackie tells them, like, listen, we at this place, we can't have a link up with everybody here and we can't have a conversation about it, right? Well, I got a chance to talk to Jen. Jen had a lot of things to say, and I think that y'all should go and have that conversation, okay? Specifically about the felon part. That's what we need to talk about. And then Jen said, okay, cool. Well, I just feel like I find it mighty funny that you want to sit up there and talk about me and mine and him being a felon when your daughter sat up there and had a baby by one. Okay? So then Evelyn, who I know wanted to go ahead and react immediately and start cussing her out when she mentioned her daughter. Evelyn says, well, listen, girl, I just want to let you know I ain't really got no dog in this fight, for real, with who you smashing, who you fucking all, who you loving, who you rather be hugging, or whatever the case. Like, I ain't got nothing to do with it. Okay? And I said, you sure? You sure you don't have a dog in this fight? Because you damn sure seem to be throwing one up in there. It's giving a chihuahua. So that's what it's saying like to me, girl. So you try to have some type of dog in it. So she says, but Carl's cousin, like, that's a real thing. And I'm like, and so are the allegations against your daughter's baby daddy. It's a real thing. It's a real thing, ma'am. Okay. She says, oh, so when she said that, when she brought up Carl's cousin, I noticed that Jen was like, let's get back to the felon part. And I was like, yeah, because Jen know that it's true. She know it's a real thing, and she don't want to talk about that. She want to get back to the felon part. Let's dig into you for a little bit. I know that's right, girl. Okay, I know that's right. Evelyn says she said the thing is your felon is currently stealing money. She said your felon is currently stealing money from people today. And I said, ma'am, and your daughter's felon is currently going through some things today. Like, he literally just got his house snatched up, okay? And was on the verge of getting that house snatched up when y'all was over there having this when y'all was filming. This is too funny. So Evelyn says, you keep bringing up my daughter. You keep bringing up my daughter, and you don't even got no kids, and you ain't never even carried one. But you keep bringing up my daughter. I promise you, you won't be able to walk these streets safe out here in LA. You keep it up. You understand? Like, don't keep bringing up my daughter. I don't know if anyone else caught what it is that I caught. But what I caught from these two ladies is both of them trying to hide a smile. In my personal, I don't know if anybody else saw it, but when Jen said what she said, it was the corner of her lips for me looked like she was trying not to bust out laughing. Same thing with Evelyn. So I said, you know what? I don't know if is this how y'all really feel? Is this how y'all really feel? Or are y'all doing this for TV to make sure both of y'all get a check or something? I mean, get your checks now. Everybody, we need all checks. Do what y'all gotta do to get your money. But some part of me just made it seem like they wanted to laugh. And maybe something else happened in between the scene that, in between everything that made them kind of want to laugh, and they had to edit that out. So maybe that's what it was. But all in all, that's what's happening. But this is what Jen decides to do. Okay? We have to get into it. So, of course, Evelyn is using Jennifer and Christian as a storyline. Okay? She is using this man as a storyline. Let me tell y'all something else. Christian does have the gift of gab in my personal. He knows how to, I personally feel, finesse stories. I think that he'll be a good salesman. He knows how to get you in. All right? Now, I don't know if everything he does is scammer vibes, but you commit one scam or one thing that's off. That's just what it is. You're going to be a scammer, and I just feel like not giving people full disclosure to what you're doing, your process, and things like that. Like, you may not feel like that's scamming, but I kind of feel like that is a bit if you're benefiting off of people's lack of knowledge in a sense. Like, granted, yes, that may still be y'all fault for not reading in between the lines and stuff, but also if you're letting people know that you're going to give them certain information and you don't, I don't like that. Don't sit too well with me. if you are working with them and you don't even present the fact that you're going to educate them on something, that don't work well for me either. Now, granted, they look stupid for wanting to move forward with services with you without having all of the details that they need, because you're supposed to ask a lot of questions up front before you get anybody any money. So they look stupid, yes, but it also does not rule you out from being some sort of a, yeah, I'm saying, like, you know, some funny shit. Period. But anywho, child, let's go ahead and get over here because I want us to check this out real quick. So let's check out what Miss Jen had to say, honey.
It might be Evelyn really has something against Black women. And I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there because I feel like every season she is trying to go in on a Black woman. And that's just real. You're trying to bring a Black woman down. You're trying to bring a Black man down. Like, cut it out. It might be Evelyn really has something against Black women. And I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there because I feel like every season.
Hold on, y'all. I'm going to pause that because I'm going to hop over here to another page that I felt had a much longer. Let me see if they had a longer thing with this Jen situation. So give me a second. I'm trying to see if it was much longer over here.
Evelyn really has something against Black women. And I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there because I feel like every season she is trying to go in on a Black woman. And that's just real.
Yeah, Monty, can you go downstairs real quick and grab something for me? It's in a bag. No. We keep it real. We keep it transparent over here. I live downstairs in the media room. When you walk in,
you trying to bring a Black woman down. You trying to bring a Black man down. Like, cut it out.
So real quick, Armani's coming with the real receipt. Because I'm gonna give you one more chance. And I don't really care about comments like that. Of course, you guys see me on Instagram. You go through my page, like, I laugh at y'all's comments. Like, the negativity, I laugh at. But there's one person on this live, you bringing a lot of negativity. I'm gonna give you a chance, but if you continue, I'm gonna.
It might be Evelyn really has.
And I wish I could have saw this whole live to see exactly what's being said. Okay, because it seemed like he was finna get into somebody. But listen, it looked like Brooke Bailey done came to the front and had some things to say. And y'all know we got to check out what Miss Brooke is over here talking about before we get up out of here, honey. All right. But first things first. Ooh, child, it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, bet. I want to say this too before we get into what Brooke has to say. Number one, Jen, first of all, you've been friends with Evelyn for a very long periodically time. So I feel like her displaying certain behavior towards Black women isn't a thing that's new to you, but it seemed like it was a thing that you were okay with until here we are, right? Aside from that, blame Shaunie O'Neal because she the main one casting primarily Black women on this show. So if Evelyn has to beef with somebody, then it's pretty much going to be y'all. I do feel like they just treated OG differently because she was way darker complected than a lot of the other women. All right. And where was your voice at? Were you on team? Oh, you and Evelyn weren't cool at the time when OG was wearing out Evelyn's ass, really. Maybe Jen did say something then at the time when Evelyn was showing her ass against OG. I can't remember, but y'all remind me in the comments because y'all gonna do that anyway because that's how y'all is, okay? But let's get into it real quick because I want us to see what it is our girl had to say. So first of all, let's make this quick. I really hate this. This is after Jen made the post about Evelyn not liking Black folks, right? Or Black women, whatever. So then Brooke Bailey says, I really hate this. I hear your concerns and I want to be clear. This isn't about hate or racism. Accusations like that are serious and they shouldn't be used to deflect from real issues that deserve honest conversation. I stand for respect across all communities, including Black women. The entire cast is Black besides Evelyn Lozada. And if there's a specific issue to address, let's talk about it directly and constructively. Unity means listening and being accountable, not tearing each other down. You know that production started this with the hot mic moment on the last reunion. You decided to carry it out, and in my opinion, you're allowing people to put the battery in your back to push a narrative that you know isn't true. I'm disappointed. This is sad. Right? You were once a concerned friend to Evie and voicing your opinion about her relationship without production pushing the narrative. You know this woman is not racist. The world knows why she was concerned about you, and those aren't false allegations. Stop the madness. Now, I will say this. Just as far as, Evelyn wasn't really concerned about Jen. I don't feel that way. I don't think that she was truly concerned about Jen and how we saw her. I just think that she enjoys pouncing on Jen. So, for Ming, Um, that's just what it is. I'll let y'all have that debate, that conversation about racism and stuff when it comes to Evelyn Lozada, her being racist, how she treated, black women, specifically OG and stuff, down in the comments. All right. Um, y'all can leave your thoughts on that down below. So somebody says, Brooke, so you can admit that Evelyn is pushing the narrative due to production. She says, you need to reread what I said. That's not what I said at all. Let me go back to. Okay, yeah, so I got to the end of it. All right, so then somebody says, Brooke, Evelyn Lozada should have had a private conversation with Jennifer instead of being the bully she is. It's okay for Evelyn to talk about her husband being a fraud, but when Jen says her daughter had a baby by a felon, she gets threatened. Her daughter had a baby, by a person who SA'd a woman. Come on now. Evelyn knows Jennifer is scared of her, yet she stayed bullying her. So then Brooke says that Evelyn tried to have private conversations with her. Maybe you missed that part. What does her daughter have to do with her? If Jen had a daughter and that was the subject, I get bringing up Evelyn's daughter, but she doesn't. Somebody says, I don't think you are being fair about the situation. You're picking a side instead of being mutually in between. And then Brooke says, I'm not picking a side. I just know the truth because I was there. All right. So that's what Brooke is saying. I agree with some parts of what Brooke is saying, but at the same time, I do feel like you are picking a side, and I feel like Jen is very valid in how she feels as well. The only thing I am a little iffy on is the fact that Jen has sat here on this show for multiple seasons and not mentioned anything about her ex bestie being against black folks, even when she was against the black woman. Okay, and y'all all collectively treated that woman a certain type of way, giving colorism and other shit. You didn't have nothing to say, but then now all of a sudden, because you're on the other end of the stick and it's attacking attacking a man. And I feel like, honestly, for myself, Jen, I've never seen you stand up for yourself more than you stand up for this nigga that you beside. And I think that is something that bothers me. I want you to have that same energy about yourself. Don't let nobody play with you like you ain't trying to let nobody play with that man. But for you to try and bring that up now, it's just like you've been complicit in her behavior just a little bit. And when she's come at you and jumping over stuff and trying to hit you in the head and all this other shit, you didn't say that. You wasn't as loud. But now we got this nigga attached to it. Now you want to be loud about it, But I will say this. If Jen feels a way about Evelyn, she has every right. And I do feel like when you mention a person's family member, then your daughter's grown. If she says something about that lady's daughter, her son, Leo, that's off limits. Times that Jen may have mentioned Shaunie was either a teenager or just becoming into adulthood. Leave her off limits. But this lady is a full-grown ass woman that has a whole nother child. So if you're going to mention my man that has done nothing to you, then bitch, I am going to mention your daughter. Now, some part of that may be like, dang, the daughter ain't even had nothing to do with it. She ain't even doing that to you. Like, why you mention her? Well, shit, my nigga ain't doing nothing to her. So it's really, a lot of it is whatever we could say about Evelyn's daughter, we can also relate it back to Jen and her man. Go find you another storyline. Talk about you having a podcast with your daughter. Focus on you being a grandmother to that child that she got with the game. Okay, so I do agree a part with Brooke. Just a little piece, but to act like Jen is supposed to have a private conversation with a bitch that no longer had a private conversation with her, no, it's off limits. You done brought it to the show now, so we're gonna talk about everything on the show. Yes, Evelyn tried to have a private conversation with Jen, but when she was not getting her way, in my personal, she began to be vindictive. Her being vindictive was bringing that shit onto the show so that she could discuss it, bring it up, whatever the case was, okay? So once you do that, it's off limits. Because if you still try to have a private conversation with your friend and you still care about her, then I'm not even going to mention this shit on the cameras. Me and you and our friendship has been through too much. So when you get a chance, can we go to lunch? At some point, Jen would have been open to having a sit-down lunch with you at the least, and you could have expressed your feelings. But if she does not want to hear it, you cannot force that on her. You cannot make her make a decision like you want her to. You just can't. You don't get to choose the nigga that she with. None of us do. We don't have to like a single in person. Okay? We do not gotta like it. But those people have a right to choose and be with who the fuck they want to be with. And for you to try to overly Halle Bailey. We literally just talked about Halle and this DDG, and a lot of us was like, don't do it. I was willing to give him a chance, like Halle was trying, and how that backfired. But at the end of the day, we don't get to make a decision on that. Her sisters probably felt the same fucking way about Halle being with this man. And even they had to realize we don't got no damn say. She gonna do what she do. She got to find out on her own. The more I try to tell her, the closer she's going to get to that man. So let me just let her do her thing. She going to find out, and she's finding out. So, I mean, like, y'all doing too much. But anywho, girl, that's all I got. All right, I'll let y'all argue about everything down in the comments, honey. I'm Jami. That's me. That's all that I have. And, of course, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters. I'm silent. Nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification. Them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM. And the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATL. Got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym. High elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up. I got laser focus, about to take it over. I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man? They say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film. I can feel the pool.